after what can be a childhood that is very much about other people. Everyone can utilize the energy today by stepping into your potential. There are things that you know you're very good at and that give you joy, but maybe life is so busy that you're not able to dedicate a certain amount of time to it. Today is the day for you to say, hey, you know what? I'm gonna go take those singing lessons. I'm gonna take that cooking class. I wanna take that sewing class. You have a talent, and if it doesn't get expressed, it's gonna get irritated with you and express itself in different ways. So today is a wonderful day to find out what that talent or what that calling is. Today's mantra is, I am aligned with a higher purpose. Your entire life can change for the better in just an instant. Maybe today is that instant. Rosie here, coming to you live from the DestinyDen. Today is March 9th, and today's card is the Ace of Spades. When the Ace of Spades gets to their 40s and 50s, there's a lot more smoothness. Things seem to settle down. There can be a lot of turmoil or upheaval in the early life. So when they have their pre-birth and rebirth years around 44 and 45, there is a major change that catapults them into a brand new life that's more healthy, alive, and loving. After all, the Ace of Spades is the card of death, rebirth, and transformation. Now, the Ace of Spades is known as a workaholic, and so they do thrive in environments where they can totally throw themselves into a project. Also, if they're the boss, that tends to be a better situation because A, they have this kind of laser beam energy, so they do really well setting their own schedules and times. And B, if you're a workaholic and you're willing to work harder than everybody else, it most often will benefit you if you're running the show. So they often are doing good where they're really truly appreciated, or that they can share their many gifts with the public around all the transformations that they've been through. Some of the best spiritual teachers and artists are this card. Everyone can utilize the energy today by having some sort of somatic breakthrough. Have you ever spent 2 or 3 minutes just doing really deep belly breaths? Even just controlling your breathing and really focusing on it can bring you an enlightening or somatic experience. There's a lot of tension and pain and accidents and injuries that are in the nervous system, and it's only through certain movements that we can release these things. So today is a great day to look up somatic movement and also just think about different ways that you can move and stretch your body to show it that you love it and thank it for all of what it does for you. Today's mantra is, with every day I am born anew. Rosie here, coming to you live from the DestinyDen. Today is January 13th, and today's card is the Ace of Spades. The Ace of Spades is an incredibly powerful card. It is, after all, the symbol for the ancient mystery schools. The Ace of Spades, being an ace, is like a laser beam. They are very driven. They can be workaholics. They can be incredibly spiritual as well. And they are able to accomplish great things in this lifetime. If they bridge their desire for material success with their spiritual concerns, they can live a life that is blessed. On the low side, the Ace of Spades can suffer a lot in their relationships. They can suffer if their obsessions are over things that are not healthy for them. They can kind of put themselves on a cross in certain ways, so they have to be careful not to be the martyr. And they also need to learn to relax a little bit. That's the muscle that really needs to be worked. Now, the childhood of the Ace of Spades did have a lot of tragedy and or calamity. They basically have to take on an adult position at an early age, which can be quite difficult. The first 14 years are very trying. Then at 14, they have this kind of good luck or protection come into their life that shows them that they are more than their environment. Everyone can utilize the energy today by finding something to obsess over. After all, we all seem really lit up right now. It seems like there's lots of energy coming from the galactic center. What can you obsess over that's actually going to make your life better? Today is a great day to find out. Today's mantra is, I find myself through the things I create. Here, coming to you live from the DestinyDen. Today is March 10th, and today's card is the King of Diamonds. When the King of Diamonds finds themselves in the 40s and 50s, they are really in for a good time. After all, they have the Jack of Spades and Jupiter. And for everyone, Jupiter is what governs our 40s, from 39 to 52, in fact. So what this means is that the King of Diamonds can step into a leadership role where they're on stage in front of people, but also that they can have a spiritual epiphany where they start to look at life, money, their time, and what they're contributing contributing to the world in a different way. This often leads them to an even better career or way that they can share themselves with the world, and that transition can happen in the 50s. Being a King of Diamonds, the work environments that they thrive in are obviously situations where they are the boss or the leader. After all, what do they say? Bossiness and leadership ability are the same qualities in a different environment. So the King of Diamonds is here to be in a business, heavily financially oriented, preferably their own, and they also want to be in a situation where they're not necessarily the smartest person in the room. After all, it's easy for them to wield power, but a true king understands that growth is what brings success. Everyone can utilize the energy today by doubling down on stepping into your power. What do you want to do for yourself? What are your values? What would you like to experience and create this year? Today is a great day to get clear about that and recommit to yourself. Today's mantra is, I am the master of my mind, body, and spirit. In Kauai, Rosie here coming to you live from the DestinyDen. Today is February 11th and today's card is the Ace of Spades. The Ace of Spades reaches a really lovely point when it gets to their 20s and 30s because this card can be a bit of a workaholic. They definitely identify with the things that they create and how they present themselves to the world. And between the ages of 28 and 34, they can get some well-deserved recognition, acclaim from their peer group. They can write or produce something that becomes really well known, and this gives them just the boost they need to follow their dreams. Now, around love and romance, the Ace of Spades takes its same singular focus and applies it to their love life. So these people are incredibly dedicated. They're often attracted to people of power, and then there can be this dance that has to happen around power struggles, but the Ace of Spades has a heart of gold, and they're willing to do anything for their loved ones. So it's important that they find someone that is as kind and giving as they are. Everyone can utilize the energy today by going through a little mini death and rebirth yourself. Are there parts of yourself that are defense mechanisms from the past that you no longer need? Are there habits that you're doing that you just don't need to do anymore? Today is a great day to let a piece of yourself die off so that new branches can grow and thrive. Today's mantra is, every day I am born again. We're coming to you live from the DestinyDen. Today's January 14th, and today's card is the King of Diamonds. The King of Diamonds is a force to be reckoned with. On the high side, they have inherited financial mastery from a past life. They're here to lead any business, the larger the better. And more importantly, they're really here to initiate society into a higher set of values. On the low side, they can be ruthless. They can focus only on money and material gain. After all, the King of Diamonds is one of the one-eyed kings in the deck, so you only see half of its face. So they can tend to be blinded to other people's points of views or needs. The childhood of the King of Diamonds gets off to a pretty good start. The first 7 years are very stable. There's a certain amount of protection that gives them a good foundation. 7 to 21 can have a certain amount of upheaval, but nothing to dissuade them from their powerful mission on this earth. Everyone can utilize the energy today by getting your finances in order. Are there things that you'd like to purchase? Are there bills that you're paying that you shouldn't be? Subscriptions? Money is an energetic representation of your time. After all, the only thing that we have is the hours and the time that we're given, and we trade those for money and things that we deem valuable. Today is a great day to get clear about where your money's going and where you want it to go in the future. Today's mantra is, I master my values and I master myself.